Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Liz from Australia. I have been working with executive networking events for probably about a year and a half. About 2.5 or so years ago, I transitioned out of academia to start my own business, which anyone who's new to business knows is incredibly exciting, but it's a bit of a roller coaster. So being fairly new to business, I was probably about 6 or 8 months in and realising that, those consistent leads weren't actually coming in. And I was sort of struggling a little bit to know how to build my online presence. And while I was quite known in the research world, in being in business and attracting ideal clients, that was a whole new thing. And I must admit, I was a bit naive. I thought once I hung up my shingle and let everyone know that my business is open, they'd all be queuing up. And, sorry to say that while I had some great word of mouth referrals, it didn't happen quite consistently like that. Yeah, it was stressful. It was very stressful. It made me question my decision to transition out of academia because, I'd transitioned out of a very senior position, and it made me very seriously think, because I've been the primary income earner for over 20 years. So it was a big risk to transition out, and it made me very seriously think, if I can't make a living in my business, then, did I make the right decision? Should I go back to academic work? All those sorts of things. So yeah, it was a highly stressful couple of months for sure. And so I was just interested. So I think that's how I first heard about it, through an email. So I just sort of clicked on it, and then I got to see what some of the ENE, what they were doing online. And then I had a chat with Shelly. And I think pretty much as soon as I had a chat with Shelly, I could tell from her energy, I could tell that she was very genuine, and I could tell she spent the time actually getting to know me, where I was in business and where I was struggling. And so I know most people find out about Shelly and come into the free group and see how much value she can offer, and then decide to become part of the Inner Circle. But I believe I had one chat with Shelly and just thought, that's it for me. Yeah, so I joined straight away. What I should say is, before that phone call, I actually had spent a lot of money, and I had been in various courses because I was searching for things. And obviously, being the researcher, I like facts, I like information. So I actually was in a few programs already. So maybe which obviously, you always learn a little bit of something, but I was disappointed. They weren't fulfilling that need. And so I think when I had the chat with Shelly and realised that she got it straight away, then that, for me, it was a no-brainer. It was like, yeah, this sounds amazing. I would like to be part of it. I made the decision then and there, and I cut the check, and that was it.
Any financial successes along the way?
Well, I'm still in business, which, like I said, over a year and a half, it would have been probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was very seriously thinking about going back to my, professor position and reevaluating whether or not I did want to stay in business. And so, I've smashed all those records of how many businesses fail within the first year, and then the second year, and then the third year. So I think, I'm doing very well beating all those things. So that's fabulous. I think probably another win is that, I'll be honest with this. So even though I was on a very high salary before I started my own business, it's actually very interesting charging for your own services. And so I did find I had some challenges around, upping my prices and going to higher ticket premium products. And always from the beginning, Shelly's always like, don't undercharge and value your services, and you need a high ticket item and whatever. And she said that from day one. I personally found it quite challenging, but she supported me through that and going. And so I've actually had several different programs and different price ranges, including most at the premium level, since working with Shelly and ENE, and that's great. And it's actually a nice feeling once you start selling at that level that you never thought you would be. It's fantastic. It's actually really fantastic. And then you get the feedback, it feels great, and then then it's now the next level and the next level. So yeah, it's cool. It's really good. Yeah.
Fun fact, I believe you actually got to provide services to Shelly.
Exactly. I did with Shelly and Brett after, and that was just, it was fantastic. So it was me, just talking about what I do. It was one of the executive training. So one of the things Shelly does brilliantly is offer offer opportunities for those in the inner circle to talk about what they do and share their expertise and, share success case stories. And I think she was just reached out and I'm like, well, I got a program for that. So I've been working with Shelly and Brett and it's fantastic. So the other thing which I think's really fabulous about Shelly and ENE is that every time she learns something or expands in terms of her business, she passes it on to us within the inner circle. And that's incredibly generous. And it's also incredibly valuable because we don't only get the learnings from her, mentors and experience and whatever else. But, she's got a team, she fine-tunes things. So we're actually learning from her expertise. And as I mentioned, I've spent a lot of money and been in a lot of different courses. So the fact that it's not just someone teaching you, a cookie-cutter approach, but it's something genuine that works and she's very generous at passing on her knowledge and experience and it's in a fun way. We have a lot of fun. It's good fun.
You have an opportunity to thank Shelly. Pretend I'm Shelly. And to thank her for what she's done for you or helped you with or
Well, I would, just really love to thank Shelly for her energy, for her passion, for becoming, a wonderful friend and advocate for amazing entrepreneurs and business people from all around the world. I think she's remarkable in that she not only, pushes herself and her team, but all of us as well, but in a really nurturing, supportive way, but definitely pushing us outside of our comfort zone, because as we know, that's where all the growth comes from. And that basically business is all around genuine friendships and relationships, and that, people do business with people they like, know and trust. And I think Shelly and ENE are absolutely amazing. And it's definitely wonderful to be part of, for sure. Plus, we get to go to super cool places like Chrome Castle. That's just a little bit of icing on the top.